epic cycle continues on Versus with daily coverage of the Amgen Tour of California. Three-time champion Levi Leipheimer looks to defend his crown as he rides against Andy Schleck and David Zabriskie, and the world's best cyclists across the tough terrain of California. The Amgen Tour of California tonight at 6:30 on Versus. We have been at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway since 11 o'clock this morning, and we're not finished yet because Ryan Briscoe has moved on to the track for another shot at getting on the front row. He was on the front row for a while, but now is in 4th position. We've still got about 26 minutes to go in qualifying. See several more attempts before we're finished. Elio Castro-Neves sets the pace at 2:27.970. Ryan Briscoe's average right now is 2:26.659. He needs a 2:26.990 to better Dario Franchitti and move on the front row.
Willpower? I thought he'd be
yeah. What's he doing up there?
Well, remember, we've seen a couple guys get into the line, pull them out, get into the line. I mean, they're playing the cycle.
I only say that because when your teammate is solidly there, you have different motivation than if it's a non-team car. But we'll see.
Here's the green flag, and the run begins. $175,000 to the winner of the pole today. $100,000 from Peak Performance and $75,000 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Scott Dixon.
Another spring change.
Yep. Meanwhile, Ryan Briscoe, according to the tracker, is up to, well, he said went in as 4th.
Yeah, I mean, to come back to you on okay, what's Will thinking there in that line? You got that $175,000 little token out there.
Well, you have to remember, with most of these big teams, when they say drive, you drive. It's not like you're saying, hey, I'd like to go out. It's like, look, are you the driver or are you the team manager? So if they send you out, you go. Otherwise, it's in the team's hands.
225.914 for Briscoe.
I guarantee you there's not a driver in the paddock area that wouldn't like to be in one of those Penske cars that would do just that. Say, what do you want me to do? Drive now?
Yeah.
Do it again?
No
Try
problem.
harder? Yes. Yep. Okay.
Second lap about to be completed for Ryan Briscoe.
Very similar.
225.882, a little bit slower than lap number 1.
So if he's shooting to be up on the outside of that front row, at least, and bump off Dario, he needs to pick it up there.
Yeah, he'll need it quite a bit more. In fact, if you do the calculations, he'd have to do a 228.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
He's going to lose this spot because he was 4th.
Well, he won't actually lose it. Because remember, we don't withdraw the time. I mean, it may look like that on the monitor, but he'll go back to whatever his best 4-lap was. That's a little bit of the tricky part of the timing and scoring of this one, is you don't withdraw.
Yeah.
225.8 on lap number 3.
And with that being a new format around here, we're not used to doing it. I keep looking back at the tower here, and they keep withdrawing the guy when he represents. But that's not the case. You're locked into that, and it only should update a faster lap for you.
Yeah.
A little bit like road course qualifying on an oval in a way. Sort of, one at a time.
Checkered flag drops, and the 4th lap for Ryan Briscoe is 225.678.
Well, that's going to keep him in his 4th spot.
Yep.
Inside row 2. Not a bad spot.
Think we'll see him again?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I think so.
Might as well.
Like,
if you can sweep the front row, I mean, then you can talk amongst yourselves and, you know, essentially control the start. I mean, there's people behind that can mess it up, obviously.
If you can sweep the front row, you can have a very, very happy team owner.
And you can have a very nice picture.
Yeah, right.
And 175 grand and the other 2 spots to go with it.
Yeah. Will Power's going to give it another shot. He is P2 at the moment with an average of 227.379.
Well, he was very close to that average of having to bump up to where Elio was. Has it gotten cooler enough on that racetrack? You can see the shadows. They're the shadows that Jack was talking about.
Yep.
Well, he needed a mile an hour. So it was a...
No, his average was 227.3 to the 227.9. So that's what I say.
Okay.
I mean, he just needs a little uptake.
Minutes to go in pole day. Remember, a full day of qualifying tomorrow will fill the field, the last 9 spots, and then begin the bumping process with the slowest car, regardless of what they had qualified on, bumped from the field. Green flag waves, and Will Power will try to knock his teammate off the pole position.
Turned in at 231.6. Excellent number. Still fairly shy of the big number we saw from Castro Neves, however. Who, by the way, turned in there to 232.7.
And he's projected on what kind of lap?
They give it just a little 220. Well, 227.2.
Really?
Yeah.
A little bit better as he crossed the line at 227.334. Yep.
That's still slower than he ran earlier.
Hard to imagine. That's 227 is slower than you ran earlier.
Yeah, we've lost relativity here, haven't we? Oh, man. He's using a little bit more track in this run than he did earlier.
Should be just slightly better.
It is 227.415.
Oh, he turned in into 232 that time.
Okay.
232.2. I mean, it's still a half a mile an hour, but he's picking it up.
Yeah, have it keep coming alive here for the 3rd lap.
In fact, he's in a 227.5 range if he strings these 2 together.
Again, Elio's average is 227.9. That's where you got to be shooting for that average.
One more lap to go. 3rd lap for Will Powers, 227.536.
Another 232. That's just mind-boggling when you think about that. Consistently 232, just turn the wheel with precision right there.
Yeah, and look at those laps as they line up. 27.3, 27.4, 27.5. The precision.
So many times we talk about the 10 miles here, about how crazy that is, and they're doing it over and over and over on the edge today.
Yep. Okay, checkered flag, 4th lap. 227.434, and the average for Will Powers 227.429. So that was quicker than his earlier run, but he's still in P2 in the middle of row number 1. Hideki Mutoh, who is 9th quick, will try it again.
Qualifying for the 2010 Indianapolis 500 on Versus is brought to you by Izod, the official apparel sponsor of the Izod IndyCar Series, available at Macy's. And by Peak Performance Products. When you peak, you win. And by Apex Brazil. To learn more about our Brazilian goods and services, log on to experienceourenergy.com.
And we will be commercial-free now for the remainder of the qualifying. And we've got just a little more than 15 minutes to go, about 15 and a half minutes before the checkered flag drops and pole day will be over. Alex Tagliani currently 5th fast at 226.226. 2:26 is going to try it again.
And I think from the speed that we've seen from Tags, in his mind, in his team's mind now, they're not saying, oh, what do I got to do to knock off Elio? It's more of saying, okay, what do we got to do to try and get in that front row?
Yeah.
I mean, you always want that, but again, just being realistic of what you're trying to accomplish here with getting back out on track and laying down some laps.
First lap 2:26.586. Second lap 2:26.356. Will Power is out of his car. Apparently is going to call it a day. Currently in the middle of the front row.
That look on his face, he's like, I couldn't be happier to have my helmet off.
Now, don't forget, he dominated on the road and street courses, and the kind of the talk around is, well, you know, he's not the guy on the ovals. Well, man, he showed, I mean, I know this is not your everyday oval, but he showed what he was made of today.
2:25.991 on the third lap for Alex.
And really, up until yesterday, you know, he had been a little bit of a sleeper.
Yep.
Being Will Power.
Yeah, right.
You know, you even made, I remember you making a comment. We haven't heard much from him, and then all of a sudden, within an hour of you saying that, he really posted some times yesterday.
Yeah, I emceed a news conference with members of Team Penske yesterday, and I said, Will, you haven't made much noise yet. What's the problem? He did today. 2:26.245 for Alex Tagliani. Hideki Mutoh will return to the course.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I actually didn't think we'd see Mutoh back, but they're going to give it another whirl.
Oh, yeah, Elio's...
Now, hang on. He might roll out if they'll let him, because if you do a second run, you get another set of tires. So you could just go tootle around and pull back in, and you get a set of tires. They'll take every set of tires they can get.
You're saying and not put a big heat load in them is what you're saying. Yeah, and then bring them back for you.
Lindy's with Will Power.
The guys were just talking a second ago, and they said you look just relieved to have that helmet off, huh?
Yeah, I am, man. I tell you, put it on the line that many times was tough, but yeah, really happy with the position we are right now. It's great to get the Verizon car up there, but can't catch that Castronova. He's just too quick.
What'd you think overall of the day, the way it went?
It was good. I think the shootout's pretty fun. Like, you don't lose your time if you go back out, and you just keep, you know, which entices people to keep going. You know, we wouldn't have gone otherwise.
Sounds good. We'll see you later, Will. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. We keep it going, Bob.
Indeed we do. We've still got 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and Hideki Mutoh moves on to the 2.5-mile oval once again. Hideki has an average of 2:24.498. He is the 9th fastest, so he's looking to move up. Ed Carpenter would be the 8th quick at 2:24.50.
And remember, Mutoh, in his first run when we went to the top 9, his first lap was a 2:26.5.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him repeat that.
But he did after that.
Yeah, but he did post it.
Turned in that lap at a 2:30.4. So the cooler, somewhat cooler temperatures are helping that. This does not appear to be quite as quick, though. It's in the 2:25 range.
It's 2:25.290 to be exact. Could move him up one spot.
However, if he doesn't have the same drop-off that he did before, that could work for him. Last time, as you said, Rob, he started off really strong and then really drifted off.
Elio Castroneves on the provisional pole here with 10.5 minutes to go on pole day. Second lap for Hideki Mutoh is 2:24.664. Dropped off on lap 2.
time that Elio's sitting on of just knocking on the door of a 228 average. I don't think anybody came close to thinking we were going to see that today with the track getting as hot as it did and just the ambient temperature being in the mid-80s.
If there was anybody who could have had a shot, I think we've seen that with Power.
Yeah.
He was knocking on the door with the cooler temperatures.
Third lap for Hideki, 224.594.
And he's out of it.
Yep. He said, okay, we've had enough fun for today.
All right, Elio is going to go back out. What do you have to lose?
You have something to gain for your teammate, too. Remember, sometimes your best offense is a good defense.
Yep.
Well, they're telling him to shut it off, aren't they? No?
Again, if they let him go out, because Brian Barnhart was saying, if we get towards the end, you're P1 and you're taking up space, we're not going to let you go. But we're not at the very, very end. We'll still give people an opportunity to run. What it is that Hideki Mutoh backed off, but then he didn't come in the pits right away. Now they've got him going.
Yeah.
Again, there is no incentive whatsoever, I don't believe, for Castro Neves to even lean on it.
And now just because we're seeing him go slower here than anybody else, this is also what he did in his run prior. He's gone very slow as he headed out, and he'll go slow through turn 2, and then he'll just pick it up down the back chute.
Right.
If he doesn't pick it up down the back chute, then we know he's just going to tuck it down pit lane.
You think you're going to wave him off if they do that?
He's got to be close to his timer. I'll wave him off. He can take his warm-up lap as quick as he wants. Okay?
In the meeting,
That's dirty pull. That's dirty pull.
He's got plenty of time.
That's dirty pull. That's dirty pull. That's dirty pull, Brian. You know what's going on there, okay? That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
we apologize for the language, but it's a valid point, because in the meeting, Brian Barnhart said, if you are the pole sitter and you go out onto the track with just a few minutes to go, he's going to pull him because you cannot improve yourself.
Right, but let him pull him, because you've gone out for an attempt and you'll get your tires. So everybody would be happy. Just say, sorry, Elio, we're going to pull you. And you say, fine, no problem. I'll take my tires, and Chip can be happy.
But one point, even in the meeting, Barnhart said, if you are the quickest guy, he wasn't going to let you go back out.
Yeah, he said with 3 minutes to go is what he said.
Yeah,
you know,
and we're not there. We're about 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Elio's going to finish this run long before.
And guys, remember the rivalry between Chip Ganassi and Roger Penske. This is a game right now of one-upsmanship. And right now, the guy that's on the bad side of that one-upsmanship is talking to Brian Barnhart.
Yeah, and I think the reason with what Brian said is it's not with 2 minutes to go. You know, it's not at that very last guy. There's still time for him to do a run and maybe even get 2 more guys.
Now, he's still at 231 miles an hour. I mean, those aren't the super incredible numbers we saw earlier.
we are so distorted when we're saying, 231. We're just, oh my gosh. It's just, oh boy.
It's going to take about 3 minutes at the most for Elio to complete this run. So there's going to be plenty of time for Dario Franchitti to go onto the racetrack and try to knock Elio off the pole. And maybe Dixon too. But Dixon hasn't shown the speed, I don't think, that Dario has.
Yeah, Franchitti be the guy. I agree.
227.390 is the first lap for Elio.
That's the definition of being close to his time.
Sure.
What Brian Barnhart said would be the yardstick. He did get over 232.1. Again, that's shy of the muscle he showed earlier.
And we're looking there. Look at the top of our screen. We got 6 minutes left. I mean, there's plenty of time for him to complete this.
You know, he's putting an effort in, but Barnhart should on this next one just say, okay, you know, that's a great time, but compared to your other run, you're taking up space.
227.5 was a little faster.
But part of the whole game is the gray area of the rules, challenging the rules. If we didn't do that, why would we be here?
Right.
It's the spirit of competition, isn't it? Something like that.
That's right.
The interesting thing was this scenario was pre-discussed.
Yes.
You know, it was like, what if I'm P1, and I want to go out at the end. So
I'm not going to let you. He said, I'm not going to let you.
And, of course, that argument was between Roger Penske, Brian Barnhart, and sure enough, they pulled him. And that's what they should have done. That was a good call.
And away he goes right behind Elio.
So good, huh?
And he did what he said he was going to do.
And if this all plays out, Dixon will have time for his run, and the next car in line probably should get out as the last car.
Yep. And that's what he said. If there was 3 minutes, I won't let you go. It wasn't 3 minutes, and he pulled him off and gave him a shot.
Look at this. Boys, welcome. We are no longer in the Triple A's here. We are in the majors. We are in the majors.
Dixon is P6. 225.694 is his 4-lap average.
Well, I don't think this could set up any better. We're looking at Dario Franchitti sitting up right there. Yep. If anybody has the speed, Dario has more than Dixon. That's just what we've seen. And the fastest the track's going to be is, in 2 more minutes when he's the last guy to get out there.
Right.
So as long as they both get a shot, everybody will be happy. Because actually it'll let them go out later because Elio ran.
So he did him a favor?
In a way.
So you can come back to the church. Chip, I did you a favor.
Yeah, oh, that'll go
well. Well, let's see what we got Dixon doing here.
Green flag is out.
Jan, give us that turn 1 entry speed.
230.2.
Less than 3.5 minutes. Remember, all you have to do is pull away from your pit at the south end of the track before the 6 o'clock gun sounds. Let's see what Scott Dixon is able to do here on lap 1. It may determine whether or not they let him go. .124. Well, yeah, that would be an improvement of a couple of positions.
And he sped up to 231.2 into turn 1. They've been throwing changes at this car. We saw him change in rear springs. Combination of the springs and the conditions are speeding him up.
Halfway through the run, second lap for Scott Dixon is 226.317, faster than lap 1.
Still in the 231s. As far as turn-in speed.
Boy, it's going to be close, isn't it? Going to be close.
And Tagliani in front of him is at a 226.39 average, right?
Yep. It's going to be close if Dario gets on the racetrack. All right, here's the white flag. 1 more lap to go, about 40 seconds from now. Dario will be able to roll off 226.269.
And Dario will be able to roll off because Dixon will come around. It's about a 40-second lap, give or take. The checker will come out, and then they'll send Franchitti right then.
And he will be the final qualifier. Looks like Dixon is going to improve at least 1 position.
Should be at 226.2.
And the 4th lap. 226.224, average 226.233. So it did not move him up. Because Tagliani is 390.
Oh, so close.
Yeah. All right.
Well, here we go.
Here we go. Dario Franchitti will be the last qualifier on pole day 2010. He is on the outside of the front row with a 4-lap average of 226.990. He wants to go 227.970.
And you can see he made it with 30 seconds to go. So if they had not taken Castroneves off the course, he would not have had this opportunity. Yeah.
Here's the gun. There it is. The track.
All right, guys, here's exactly what they did to Dario's car. They went through everything. They say they found some tiny items that were producing undesired drag. They said, this will be a rough ride for you, Dario. And I quote, what they radioed to him, we're going to rely on your 40 years of skill and judgment to bring it home.
Well, thanks for that, guys.
Okay.
That's the confidence that you want to give him, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
4 more laps to go on pole day. Dario Franchitti is the man on the racetrack.
And there it is, running it into turn 1.
230.3. Much lower numbers than the front row that we've seen. Well, he got his shot.
Yes.
They rolled the dice on the setup. He got his opportunity.
Will it be enough?
226 range. I show 226.525.
Okay.
Again, he's still sitting on the outside of the front row here.
Right.
I mean, you know, for that nice picture of the front row, you got that spot secured. That's not been taken away from him.
Did pick it up to a 231.2 that time into turn number 1. This should be another 226.5. And it is.
Well, safe to say at this point, you're not going to gain enough magical speed in these next 2 laps to challenge that high 227. And he's even out of the gas.
As you say that.
Yep.
As you say that, he knows.
Not going to be able to do it. And so Helio Castroneves, in search of his 4th win at Indianapolis, is the peak pole winner for 2010.
15 points. Big deal. 15 points.
175 grand.
Big deal.
Chip and Roger talking to him. Robbie's right there.
I couldn't grab Chip fast enough. Roger, how does it feel to take another pole here at Indy?
Well, it's great. I think it's a real credit to Helio, the whole team, and certainly as we look at this guy in the 3-car, what he's been able to do for us coming back last year out of some real adversity and being able to make the runs that he made today and the reliability of the cars all month. All 3 cars, 3 in the top 4. I guess we'd pretty good way to start the race next week.
Chip was a little upset when Helio went back out. It's all part of the game, though, isn't it? It's like checkers or chess.
Well, what it did when he went out, then we couldn't make our last run. So, you know, I'm not sure that helped us either. But that's, you know, those are the things that go on. I wouldn't worry about it.
He's the first back-to-back pole winner since Scott Braden out there. 16th, I believe, for you. Does it ever get old?
Well, I'll tell you, we love this place. It's came here in 1951 with my dad and sat in the 4th corner, and I guess I'm not sitting in the 4th corner anymore.
Well, congratulations on another pole here at Indianapolis.
Thank you very much.
Helio Castroneves, 1 year later, we stand in the same place.
Incredible. I'm speechless right now because let me tell you one thing. Sitting on that car for an hour and a half was not easy at all. And see everyone getting closer and getting closer. I'm like, okay, or we go or we not go, all right? Because I can't handle that much of a pressure. But, wow, I think it's 1-2. Team Penske, shame that Ryan didn't have his chance in the last one. But it's all credit to the entire 3 guys. You know, we're working together. Yes, fortunately, it's one guy, it's me. But the good news is all 3 of us benefit from that. So, again, TC, and my entire Group 3, they are incredible. These guys are awesome.
You've said the people in the past who have been 4-time pole sitters, 4-time winners, they're icons to you. You're at this level now. What do you think?
I don't know. I have to say that at 228, it was, I honestly wasn't even looking to the time. I was just like so close. The car was moving and moving, and I'm like, I was like, please just let me finish this run. And wow, it is right now. We're just gonna celebrate. Still a long week, and but certainly it's the best pit, is the best place to start. And now we're gonna go for 500 miles. So hopefully everybody cross the fingers. Still a long way to go.
Earlier before the shootout, Jack walked up to you, and we saw you in a zone we have never seen.
I know. Listen, when you go to that limit, people don't understand. I mean, I went once. The second one, it was the hottest time of the day. I was sliding. I'm like, okay, I can't believe I gotta go one more time. And thank God it was. I don't know where we were able to pull, but my engineer, Ron Rosiski, the guy is incredible. He knows me so well, more than Adriana, actually. That's scary, but the guy is incredible. He knows what I want. He knows what I need, and team effort.
And speaking of Adriana, I have to bring up, it was a year ago today you found out she was pregnant.
It's true, exactly. It was 1 year ago, and my baby's here, Michaela, so it's awesome. It's a great power for us, and again, now we're going to continue working 4 times, guys, 4 times harder to make sure that we can accomplish something very impressive.
Elio, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Woohoo! Let's go, baby!
Robbie Floyd?
I've caught up with Chip Ganassi, and Chip, you gave it everything you had. You only had 30 seconds to get Dario out there. It was crazy.
It was great, Robbie. We were right where we wanted to be at the finish there. We wanted to be the last car out. We had our strategy right. We just we just didn't have enough there at the last run. I mean, all week long of practice here, one of us would gain an edge on the other, us against Penske, Penske against us, and they had a little edge on us, and as the week went on later, they had a little edge on us, and we didn't quite. We had to hustle a little bit to make it up, and we were close, but just not close enough. And but we certainly wasn't a we got some target cars on the front row, so that's what's important.
Scotty seemed to be fast throughout the week in practice. Dario, on the other hand, yesterday he was upset. It looks like he found something. You could build on that tomorrow. Dario changed motors last night, and Scott didn't, and that might have been the difference. You never really know, but he had a crisp motor in there for today, and Scott didn't. So hard to say, what it was. I mean, we had changing conditions all week. My hat's off to the team. What a great job they did with the changing conditions all week. We had sort of one down day, but Target team did a great job, and I want to say hello to everybody in Target stores all across the country, and thanks for your help. A little bit of confrontation there at the end when you didn't know if you were going to make it out there or not. Some words to be had out there. Was everything the way it was supposed to be? Well, I was a little disappointed with Elio going slow on his warm-up lap there. That was kind of a, I thought that was a little dirty pull there, but that strategy that they have to play, and they were playing all the cards they had, and that's some cards they had to play, I guess. Well, you played some games as well, push your cars back in line. The last guy out, unfortunately, Dario Franchitti could not better that 3rd place qualifying position.
And now the media clan around Elio Castroneves, the pole sitter for the 500. Elio joins A.J. Foyt and Rex Mays as a 4-time pole winner here at Indianapolis. Rick Mears is the all-time leader in number of poles, 6. Mario Andretti, Ari Luyendyk, Tom Sneva, and Johnny Rutherford won the pole 3 times for the Indianapolis 500. Well, we entered today with a brand new format of 2 different sessions, one from 11 to 4, the other from 4:30 to 6. We didn't know how it was going to work, and I would say that it looked good on paper, and it turned out to be very good.
No question about it. I mean, the drama for the top 24 was there. The surprise there for me, Paul Tracy not being in that group.
Yep.
That's a surprise. And then you look to that top 9, I think, obviously, Elio, fantastic job. But the job Rahal did.
Yes, Graham Rahal, fantastic also for Ed Carpenter, those who got in that top 9. But the only thing, I suppose, is that with Castroneves, it was like a hole-in-one. right off the tee. I mean, bam.
Yeah.
That was an amazing run right off the start in the hot conditions, and just he was untouchable.
Yeah.
Dario Franchitti has the outside front row spot. Here's Lindy.
And Dario, would you say you're pretty drained?
I am pretty drained right now. I thought the old format was nerve-wracking, but this one, those last 90 minutes, we just kept going back in and going quicker and quicker, and the car was getting more and more interesting to drive. We were dirt tracking it, and one they were just backing the thing in, absolutely on the limit. And to do that once or twice a day is enough, but to do it, I think we must have done it 10 times today, including practice runs. So I'm worn out. I was good and lucky in the fact I had a good cheerleader. Chip was in there giving me the pep talk every time and getting me wound up for it, so that was good. But the team target cars were missing a little bit in qualifying trim. But you know what? It was great. This is the first time I've been here and seen turn 1 full for qualifying day. Great crowd, cool, and yeah, it's great to see that momentum in the IZOD IndyCar series. And as I say, I think we can win the race from third.
You'd been kind of struggling all month. You said you just couldn't find the speed. Where'd you find it today?
We sat and had a bit of we had a fairly lengthy meeting last night, and Chris and I and the whole team really just went on our experience from years past, and well, let's think of something. Let's change it. We changed everything, and the speed was there today. So as I say, I think Scott and I, both team target cars, have got a legitimate shot at winning this race.
All right, thank you, Dario.
Thank you.
The celebration continues. Elio Castroneves on the pole and wins $175,000 and gains 15 points toward the championship of the IZOD IndyCar Series for 2010.
With this kind of
Elio Castroneves being interviewed on the public address here in Indianapolis. He is the pole sitter for the 2010 Indianapolis 500. We qualified 24 cars today. The top 9 went into the shootout, and this is how they came out. Elio Castroneves will start on the pole. His teammate Will Power alongside, and Dario Franchitti outside front row. Second row, Ryan Briscoe, Alex Tagliani, and Scott Dixon. And then back in the third row will be Graham Rahal, Ed Carpenter, and Hideki Mutoh. Down to Jack Arute.
You know, guys, we talk about some of the surprises today. You alluded to the 15 car, and of course, Paul Tracy woulda, coulda, shoulda if the car hadn't popped out of gear. But when we watched Elio Castroneves go out there and some of these other drivers over and over and over again, let's go back and remember TK. Certainly, Tony Kanaan was considered one of the favorites to make it at least into P1 through 9 and get to the final. But what happens during qualifications, everything goes awry and things start to go on loose. And look at what happens to Elio. Woulda, coulda, shoulda comes, oh no. And Elio Castroneves is on the pole, and his Brazilian friend, Tony Kanaan, has to wait until tomorrow and try to fill the field in rows 9, 10, and 11. That's how quickly things can change. And for Elio, it's a big day. But for TK, it's a very dark day. Now, for Danica Patrick, his teammate, it was also a very, very confounding day. They have not been very fast. They've been chasing things all month long. She goes out and attempts to qualify, and this is her worst qualifying effort in her career at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is a team that has been confounded by the GoDaddy.com race car. And after her attempt, she was very, very, very disappointed.
Danica, you had told me yesterday you weren't really too comfortable with the stability. How were you feeling out there today?
This is the worst car I've ever had. I couldn't even be flat. The GoDaddy car does not deserve to be this far down. A lot of us are struggling. Cars aren't good. They're really bad.
What do you think the problem is?
I'm not an engineer, so I don't really know. I mean, all I know is that there's no stability or grip, and it's just scary, really scary.
So what are your plans now? What do you do now?
Honestly, the only thing I can imagine doing is just adding downforce and going out again, but would I actually go any quicker? I don't know. On the other hand, somehow I wish it would just be over with now. It's awful. It's awful.
Describe the feeling of being out there going that fast, and you were straight up not feeling safe and comfortable.
I think I'm still shaking. It's scary.
Okay, thanks, Danica.
So Danica does make it into the top 24. She'll start the worst in her career in the middle of row 8. That means there are still 9 more spots up for grabs tomorrow. And guys, we've got plenty of cars that are going to go after it. Bump day traditionally has been filled with drama. These guys that are yet to qualify, including a driver that we have not seen in his ride yet, that of course Bruno Junqueira, teammate to Alex Tagliani. They're going to hit the racetrack for the first time. Although Junqueira shook down some cars earlier in the week, it should be an exciting Sunday afternoon here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, the top 10 are, the top 9 rather, are locked in, but the 10 through 24 starters are not. And here is a list of those who have not yet made the race and who will be trying to fill the 33-car field and possibly bump their way into this year's starting field. Danica was almost in tears there. You could tell she has never started outside the top 10 here at Indianapolis. She will this year, and it was obvious that she was almost in tears.
Yeah, but we saw that, you know, Marco was frustrated. TK, you know, we just saw from Jack what happened to him, and he was solid all week. So for her right now, though, I think the key for Danica, she is in that top 24. She's in the 23rd spot. Yeah, that's her worst starting spot, but she's in the field. So tonight she can go to bed and say, you know what, I'm going to come back tomorrow and work on a good race car.
And mentally, that is a big shift.
Yeah.
If you had to do this again tomorrow, as that list that we just saw, that's a different dynamic. I think it was Thomas Scheckter said there is such a difference between going to sleep tonight knowing that you're in and going to sleep knowing you've got to run more of those tomorrow and bump your way in. So not what she wanted, but she's got to be tonight thinking, okay, I'm in.
You bet.
Elio Castroneves has cleared the first hurdle in his attempt to win 4 Indianapolis 500s. He will start from the pole position a week tomorrow in the 500-mile race. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is quiet now for the first time since 8 o'clock this morning when the practice began, and now the qualifying is over with Elio Castroneves, pole sitter for the 2010 Indy 500. Robbie Floyd is with a guy who has had a great week so far and got into the top 9, Alex Tagliani.
Q5 to be exact, and he is all smiles. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, just to have the chance to battle with the Penske and the Ganassi and the Newman House, it's an honor for us, and I'm so proud of the boys and the engineering group that we have. It's been a week without a problem, and to do this on our first attempt at Indy as a group, it's amazing.
Everything's gone your way, it seemed like, this year as far as the feel with the car. You started off at Sebring in a practice. The car felt good. You've put an amazing amalgamation together.
I think you know, obviously I would say that Rob Edwards, you know, is the man that has put all these guys together. I called Rob, so I was the one to call Rob, and then he called the rest of the boys. But yeah, I mean, the engineers are smart, you know, like the chemistry works really well. We started off, you know, on the front row in Brazil, and I think there's more to come, so we're very exciting about the rest of the season.
Looking for tomorrow in your team, the fast racing team, you have a teammate, Bruno Junqueira. We've been hearing he's going to, you know, he's been here, but we hear he's actually going to get in a car tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to put him in the car, and we're going to get him to qualify. Unfortunately, this is the most of what the team is capable of doing. Get him into the field and allow him to run at Indy. If we would have had the money from the sponsor, we would have run him all week. And so we're making an effort, and even if it's difficult, it's the best we can do right now. And I think I'm looking forward to see him on the track for our team.
Bruno has experience at this track as well. He's probably going to help dial your car in as well for you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see him on the track and see what he says about our car. I mean, we've been trying to put the best car for him out there, and I'm looking forward to see his speed. And if he can run very fast, you know, even if he's run faster than what he needs to do, it's just like you know, a good show for our team.
Alex Tagliani, who unfortunately had to sit there and watch other people qualify in front of him, qualifies 5th place today, Bob.
What a difference a year makes, as he was starting 33rd. Didn't even make the race last year, was in for Bruno Junqueira as a substitute driver. Elio and family here at Indianapolis.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The pole shootout is over, and Scott Dixon, you may not be starting where you want, but does that really matter here come race day?
I don't know. You know, I think I've definitely aged probably about 10 years today. It was such a tough day, and especially for the 9 car, the target car. You know, we even went to exactly the same setup as Dario. We just couldn't find the speed out of it. So, you know, starting 6 is still a pretty good starting, position. I think we've got good speed and race trim, and hopefully we can find out where we're missing a little bit of speed. But I think it was just a fantastic day today for the fans, for everybody. The shootout, I think Elio ruined it a bit by going too fast, but it was cool to be a part of.
Now, it looked like you made a lot of changes in between your runs there in the shootout. Yeah,
definitely. And we'd sort of gone down our little track of trying things and setup-wise on our car. And you know, once we saw Dario roll out and pull the speed that he did, we went to his exact setup and took some more downforce off than he had, and we still couldn't pull it back. So it was a tough day, but you know, it was a good effort on Dario's part to put the target car in front row, but the Penske's are definitely fast.
Scott Dixon, thank you.
Thank you.
Bob?
Thank you, Lindy. Good job down there to everybody. Well, cycling action is coming up next, the Tour of California. Join us tomorrow at noon Eastern for Bump Day from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. For more information on the IZOD IndyCar Series, go to versus.com. Congratulations to Elio Castroneves, who will lead the 33 starters to the green flag a week from tomorrow, and the 2010 Indianapolis 500. For Jack Arute, Lindy Thaxton, Robbie Floyd, Robbie Buell, and Jan Beekes, I'm Bob Jenkins. We'll see you tomorrow from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
We can break out, we can be free, faster and faster, you and me.
You're coming towards turn 1 at over 230 miles an hour.
We're going so fast that turn 2 is already finishing. You're like, come on, I just entered turn 1.
It's a long, fast left-hand corner.
And as you exit that corner, there's a real big bump there.
Keep the wheel straight. Hard right.
Down to the white line on the apex, close to the wall on the exit.
And hopefully you come out on the other side to finish the rest of the lap.